Christmas, we're going to be doing Crafting My Style and Christmas cards today. This is going to show off the new 2016 Festive collection. I'll run you through a few items we'll be using. First up, we have the Swirling Stars, the Poinsettia Filigree frame, the Ornate holly framed piece, and we are also going to be using an embossing folder, and this is called Star Swirls. And just a couple other little items that we'll be using. We have our mounting cushion that I use to give dimension to my cards. And I also do a lot with our piercing ruler, just to show it to you. It's got little holes down the ruler. It's obviously a ruler, but you can use it for piercing too. And there is a separate video that shows how to pierce your edges that you can find on our YouTube channel as well. So let's set these aside. We'll get started. So the first thing I want to do is I've got a piece of white card and I'm going to cut an aperture using the Poinsettia Filigree frame and just using the outside cutting edge. So I'm going to center that here. A little bit of removable tape. Just get it nice and centered where I want it. Slight bit towards the top of this because I want to use the bottom part for the channel. Pop that into place. Okay. Downward. Cover it with our other cutting plate. Oops, there we go. Give it a quick run through. So the first thing we're doing is cutting an aperture into this piece of card. Take that off. Reuse our tape. There we go. And we can even use this for a later project if we want. Pop that back into place. So now I've got the aperture cut, and that's the first thing I want to do. So I want to take it and put it into our Star Swirls embossing folder, and because I'm going to be doing a little bit on the bottom of the channel card with another little piece, I'm going to emboss it at the same time, and we'll just pop both of those in there. Put that onto our base plate, and the sandwich is just the raspberry plate on top. Okay. There we go. I tend to try to just emboss once rather than running it back so that it doesn't wiggle and get a double image there. Put that off to the side. So you can see I've got both pieces completely embossed now. Beautiful texture with that Star Swirls. It's absolutely lovely. So the next thing you want to do is add some mounting foam to both of those. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring this over. I've already done this part of it. So I've got some mounting foam on both halves. So I'm going to peel the backing off of this. Just get it all exposed. And I like to add a little bit around the corners of all the die cuts there, just to keep it nice and raised so you don't end up with a dent in your card. So it's always worth adding. Now I've got a piece of white card, and I'm going to center the top of this right up there. So let me just lean over and watch where I'm attaching that. There we go. And then there's going to be the channel bit that I'm going to leave open, and I've got the other little piece that I'm going to put to the bottom of this. Okay, pop that down as straight as we can get that. So you can see it's got an actual channel into the card. Now I've gone ahead and done a backing with my piercing using the ruler. So we'll pop that down and get all of that ready to go, and then we'll move forward from there. And then let me give you a quick measurement on the sizes that I've used there. That top piece was 5 inches by 5 inches, and that little bottom piece was 1 inch by 5 inches. So you can kind of see what size the card is. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is a little bit of cutting. So I'm going to go back to the Poinsettia Filigree frame. I'm going to bring in a piece of silver card, and we'll use our tape again. And this time I'm going to use the decorative insert that's in the set, the outer one. Pop that into place. And let's center that up, make sure it's nice and even. Get it taped down really well. There we go. Bring back our cutting plates. Pop that on. Give it a quick run through. Okay. And do a little bit of running over it with the two-in-one, take out the extra bits. Anything under your tape, though, won't actually come out until you remove your tape, so you can get in there. There we go. And the last one. Don't forget to put them back onto your magnetic sheets so you can see just how pretty that is. So that piece we are going to recess down into our card. We've got the white there as the background, so let's tidy up a little bit. And I will just use a little bit of spray glue on the back of that, just for ease of quickness. Got a little spray bin under here. Now, when I'm at home, I prefer to use the Dries Clear Cosmic Shimmer glue because it's a much stronger glue, but this will work for the video purposes. I'm going to pop that right down into that aperture, recess that into place, and make sure it's all tucked back there. Okay. The next piece we want to cut is the swirling stars. So let's bring that over. I'm going to go back to the silver again, but this time I'm going to use a little bit of wax paper to keep it in place. The reason I say that is it's a very delicate, detailed die, and you don't want to pull it out of place when you remove it from the die, so the wax paper will help you with that. Pop that down and make sure you tape from the die onto the card because the wax paper is slippery, so it won't stay if you just attach it to the wax paper. Forward and back. There we go. Get a hold of that. And carefully remove all of our tape. There we go. Pop that back on and see how easily it comes out now that you've got the wax paper on that. Just don't forget, you've got a couple little bits here to pop out, and we will use those stars, but then remember to get underneath this and peel the wax paper off of that. So what we want to do next, in fact, I'll go to the one that I've already cut. I've got it all ready to go here. We're going to add a bit of glue to the edges, and we're going to put that right over that channel. So I think it'll be easier if I bring in the fine liner. This is our Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, and I'm just going to catch a bunch of these little stars on the edge. Little bits of the strand that holds them together. And it's going to catch over onto that embossed part. We can always add in a little extra if we've missed a few spots. Pop that up and about, and let's go this way. And that will just add a perfect little accent to go right across that channel and grab your eye. Get it a second to set. Oops, there we go. And it's got a little bit of movement to it because it's not all attached everywhere. So you can move it about to catch both sides where you want to. There we go. Give that a second, that should set up. Now to move forward into the sentiment for this, what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've used the center of the Ornate Holly Framed Piece die, and I've cut a nice pretty little frame for that. So I've backed it in white, so I've got a white on white tonal effect. I've added a little bit of mounting foam to that. So we are going to place that right into the center, and let me move those little guys out of the way. Pop that right down. There we go. And I used the piece from that same die, and I've cut it several times out of the silver card, and I've layered it up to give it a little bit of dimension. So go back with our Dries Clear glue. We'll add some, and this is what this fine liner is absolutely perfect for, adding these little itty bitty little details. Get it nice and coated. Let me turn it around a little bit. Catch that last little bit there. Now ordinarily I would give this a few seconds to kind of set up and get tacky before I put it down, but we will pop it right into place. In the middle, I think that'll be fine. Center it up like that. And as you recall, the little swirling stars had some extra little pieces that came out of it. So we are going to go ahead and use a few of these. Let me get a hold of one here that's not got any wax paper on it. And we're going to add just a couple little accents to the top of our frame. There, right like that. And maybe a little one here. Oh, let's go with this one. There we go. On top of that. Off to the edge. In fact, that did have a little wax paper, so let's just pop that right off and you can see it. Give that a second. And you've got a very beautiful channel card for your Christmas card giving. I hope you've enjoyed this. Now, if you need to see all the ingredients that we've used on this, you can just look at the box below the YouTube video. It's got a full description of everything. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our video channel.